It's time for another exciting episode of Java with the Gyms. Jim, what are you drinking this morning?
We're back, and I'm back to not drinking Java.
Okay, well, I'm drinking my hot coffee, and I like my coffee the way I like my politicians, bought and paid for. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk to Jim about a situation that I ran across not too long ago. It's where a client purchased the house and they thought they were saving money because they didn't talk to an attorney and they didn't talk to a realtor, and the seller carried financing. It can be very dangerous if you don't do it right. The seller carried financing, and then the buyer and the seller got together and they said, "Oh, well, let's change this mortgage. I owe 100,000. Now let's just say I owe 50,000." And they agreed. They went and they wrote up a new mortgage. They secured it against the house, but they didn't get rid of that other mortgage. So now they had a first mortgage, and the seller carried a second, and then they created what they thought was where they took the second and replaced it with another second. But guess what? They screwed up, and they actually had a second and a third mortgage. Sounds complicated. Guess what happened? The guy that was carrying the mortgage died. And now these people, because they thought they were saving money, they cannot sell the house. So, Jim, what should these people have done?
It's especially in markets that are in flux, it's always great to have a professional like yourself that can be creative and think outside the box. That's why you're able to get a lot of people into homes that otherwise wouldn't be able to do so. But the problem is that sometimes people try to be creative on their own without the assistance of professionals. And so when you're dealing with real estate, there's very important rules and laws that we have to follow to ensure that the chain of title is exactly what you think it is. We talk about title insurance sometimes, and we think that it's just one of those, fees that we have in our transaction. But the reality is you got to make sure that the title you're receiving is the title that you expected. And I can't talk about particular cases, but in a situation similar to the one you just described, you end up with a situation where you have multiple junior liens that you can't get released because the lien holder is deceased, and who knows who the next of kin was going to be, and who knows how you're going to get this lien released. And so you end up spending quite a bit more money in attorney fees and court fees and frankly personal private investigator fees, and it ends up being far more expensive had you just bit the bullet at the beginning, made sure that the creative deal that your agent, hopefully that's Jim Meyer, that is
Exactly.
together, and make sure that what you're getting is actually what you're receiving. You don't want to end up with a big box of rocks at the end, and a box of rocks that you can't sell because you don't have clear title. And it can be a very simple process, but you need to have the professionals do it so it's done properly.
So, if somebody's running into this kind of situation and they want to talk to you, Jim, what do they do? What do you charge for a consultation?
No fee. So, usually the initial consultation is just a very informal conversation about what's going on, how we can help you. And like I said before, more importantly, if we can work together and you ultimately trust me and my firm to do what you need to have done.
Awesome. Well, there's another episode of Java with the Gyms in the can. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. See you, Jim.
Have a great day.